Good evening. I'd like to call to order the December 9th City of Calabasas regularly scheduled City Council meeting. Tonight, I am joined by Mayor Pro Tem James Bazagian, Council members Fred Gaines, Mary Sue Maurer, David Shapiro, and Council member-elect Peter Kraut, as well as our city staff. This meeting is being conducted utilizing Zoom teleconferencing. The live stream of the meeting may be viewed on the city's CTV Channel 3 or at our website, cityofcalabasas.com. If you plan to provide public comment, please press raise hand if you are joining via Zoom or *9 if you are joining via phone. Please state your name and the city you live in. You will be allowed 3 minutes to address the City Council regarding any item within the subject matter jurisdiction of the Council. Please rise. We're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. To lead us in the invocation, we are joined by Dare Shanork Demersion, parish priest from the St. Peter Armenian Apostolic Church from Van Nuys, California. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Dear God, bless us and keep us. Lord, make your face shine on us and be gracious. Let us feel your presence during this meeting. God, you are the builder of all things. And as the precious members of the council plan for the future, be the light of their path. Grant your divine wisdom so that united in passion and purpose, we reach to effective results that will be a blessing for the wonderful people of the city of Calabasas. Bless us all. Keep us safe, and may your faith, hope, and love be with us forever and ever. Amen.
Thank you so much for those beautiful words and for joining us this evening. I'd like to turn to council announcements now. Start with James.
I wanted to remind the public that this Friday is the deadline to submit your applications for commission seats. If you're interested in reapplying or applying, we have most of our commission seats up for appointment or reappointment. And in order to be considered, you do need to get it to the city clerk by Friday at the close of business. So please do that if you are interested.
Thank you. Fred?
No announcements, thank you.
Mary Sue?
I wanted to let the public know that the State of California's Office of Emergency Services is releasing an app tomorrow that will help track COVID positive cases. You opt in if you wish, and it will alert you if you come within 6 feet of somebody for an extended period over 15 minutes. There's a lot of news about this tomorrow, so I hope and encourage people to consider opting in.
David?
No announcement, just wanted to wish everyone celebrating tomorrow night beginning happy Hanukkah, and the following 2 weeks, Merry Christmas, happy Kwanzaa, happy holidays, and a peaceful, happy, healthy New Year's to all. Thank you.
Thank you. And I just wanted to add to what Mary Sue said. If you have an iPhone, you don't even need to download the app. You just go into your phone under settings, and there's actually a box under notifications, and you enable that. So it's right there, so you can do it tonight and be ready for tomorrow. And just my reminder every week, please continue to wear a mask and keep your distance. We are at the height of the pandemic, and things are just going to get worse over the next few weeks. So we really just need to all keep our distance and stay safe so we can keep our numbers down and get back to normal as soon as possible. So just that is my request to everyone in our community. Thank you. Are there any members of the public wishing to speak during general public comment?
Madam Mayor, we have a hand up by Marty, but I'm not sure if, Marty, are you wanting to speak on regular public comment?
Open forum.
Go
Can
ahead,
you hear
Marty.
me okay? Open forum.
Okay, do you have a item you'd like to speak during general public comment?
Yes.
Okay, if you can tell us your name and your city of residence.
My first name, Martin, last name Glatt, Glatt, residents of Calabasas in the Creekside community.
Okay, we are listening.
You want me to go ahead and speak now?
Yes, if it's regarding general public comment and not about the election or any of the.
Yeah, I sent in a email to the clerk earlier on the subject of the city utility tax. I would like for the city council to consider voiding out the utility tax because the collection of sales tax has gone up considerably for the city's share of the sales tax due to the fact that we have more car agencies in the Calabasas community than previously when the utility tax started many years ago. So the need for this added revenue is offset substantially from the added sales tax because Calabasas has become sort of a car center in the San Fernando Valley community area. Therefore, the need to have this tax imposed on the citizens of Calabasas should be eliminated. Any questions?
Thank you. Since we can't engage during public comment, we will make sure that the appropriate staff has also received your email. Thank you. We're going to move on to our consent items. Do any of my colleagues wish to pull the consent item?
I'll move the adoption of the consent calendar, Madam Mayor.
I'll
Okay.
second.
Are there any members of the public wishing to speak on this? I don't see any hands.
No hands up, Madam Mayor. I'll proceed with roll call. Councilmember Gaines,
Aye.
Councilmember Mauer,
Aye.
Councilmember Shapiro,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Bosajian,
Aye.
Mayor Weintraub.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0.
Great. Item number 2, election 2020, adoption of resolution number 2020-1708, reciting the fact of the general municipal election held on November 3rd, 2020, declaring the result and such other matters as provided by law. Madam Clerk, please proceed with the election certification.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the City Council. As City Clerk of the City of Calabasas, I have received the Los Angeles County canvass returns of the November 3rd, 2020 general municipal election, and I now certify to you as follows: that there were 3 vote centers established for the purpose of holding the election to elect 2 members of the City Council for a full term of 4 years and to vote on Measure C. That the whole number of ballots cast in the vote centers, except vote by mail ballots, was 2,915. That the whole number of vote by mail and provisional ballots cast in the city for members of the City Council was 11,689, for a total of 14,604 ballots cast in the city. That the whole number of vote by mail and provisional ballots cast in the city for Measure C was 11,730, for a total of 14,645 ballots cast in the city. That the names of the candidates for the member of the City Council for the election and the total number of votes received are as follows: Susan Fredericks Boussard, 3,097. Peter Croft, 5,218. Dennis Washburn, 3,018. Alicia Weintraub, 9,152. I certify that Alicia Weintraub and Peter Croft were elected as members of the City Council for the full term of 4 years, and that Measure C passed with 7,732 yes votes. The results of the canvass are attached and made part of Resolution 2020-1708 as Exhibit A. The next step, Madam Mayor, is adoption of Resolution 2020-1708, reciting the fact of the general municipal election held on November 3rd, 2020, declaring the result and such other matters as provided by law. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mari. Are there any council questions?
If
Are there
not, I
any
would move the resolution.
are there any questions? Are there any public comments? No.
Oh, sorry.
The motion, there's been a motion. Is there a second?
I second it.
Mari, will you please proceed with roll call?
Sure. Councilmember Gaines,
Aye.
Councilmember Mauer,
Aye.
Councilmember Shapiro.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Bosajian,
Aye.
Mayor Weintraub,
Aye.
carries 5-0. Congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations, Peter. I'm going to turn the meeting over to Mayor Pro Tem Bosajian at this point.
Thank you. So we now have council reorganization, which is going to, well, first we're administering the oath of office, and we have pre-recorded oaths. We're going to play them back to back, as I understand, of both Mayor Weintraub and newly elected council member Kraut.
Well, I just want to thank everyone for being here with me tonight. I'm joined by my husband, Adam, my children, Noah and Lauren, my parents, Richard and Judy, and my sister, Alexis. So I'm thrilled that they were able to join me this evening.
I state your name.
I, Alicia Weintraub,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
That I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
that without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. Air hug.
Hi, I'm here to take the oath of office for the city of Calabasas. And I'm here with my son Andrew, my wife Leslie, and my daughter Rachel.
All right. Raise your right hand, please. I, Peter Kraut,
I, Peter Kraut,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Okay, so now we have several presentations for the outgoing mayor, some of which have been pre-recorded and some of which are live. We'll go first to a live presentation from Assemblymember Jesse Gabriel as he has to leave. I saw him earlier. There he is. Okay, you're on my grid. Hello, Jesse.
Hi, Mayor Pro Tem. Thank you. Thank you, and congratulations to you in advance of the reorg, and congratulations to the two successful folks who are reelected, to Mayor Weintraub and to Councilmember Kraut. I know this is a huge achievement, and I have to say it was really cool to see the way that your kids looked at you as you were taking the oath of office. So congratulations for a successful election. I have to admit I'm a little jealous of the 4-year term. I hope you enjoy not having to be on the ballot in 2 years, and really excited to partner with you and all you'll do for the city of Calabasas. And once again, it's just another word. I got to be with you last time, but thank you, Councilmember Gaines, for your extraordinary service to our community. We're really grateful for you. So it was my pleasure to spend most of my time in office in partnership with your wonderful mayor, Mayor Weintraub. I think that the last 2 years was more than both of us bargained for. I don't think either of us saw what was coming down the pike, but you have led the city so skillfully, so ably through some really challenging times with wildfires and with the global pandemic, the health pandemic, and the economic impacts of that. And it has just been such a pleasure to partner with you, and you've been so accessible and such a wonderful advocate for your community. So I just wanted to thank you for that. I have a special resolution that the State Assembly has adopted, recognizing your extraordinary leadership to our community. I wish I could present it to you in person, but we'll have to find another way to get it to you. But I did just want to say thank you for your skillfulness, your integrity, and your partnership. And it has been such a pleasure to work with you. And I'm excited to continue to work with you on the council. So thank you to all of you. I know that this is a labor of love for all of you. I have learned very quickly in my time in office that your job, I think, is much harder than mine. You guys have lots of challenging issues to deal with, but it has been just a real pleasure to partner with all of you. So looking forward to doing that in the future, and I hope you all stay safe and healthy, and I will look forward to seeing you in person. So stay safe and happy holidays.
Thanks, Jesse. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Jesse. We have some additional live presentations. We'll go in this order. Betty Hall, Rotary Club of Calabasas.
Good evening, Mayor Weintraub, Mayor Pro Tem, Bozajian, and guests. And thank you for inviting us here tonight. We just love working with the City Council. My name is Betty Hall, and I have the honor of being a member of the Rotary Club of Calabasas. And it's on behalf of the Rotary Club that we want to offer our congratulations to Mayor Weintraub on managing a very successful year, a year that has been like no other. You've had to deal with so many difficult challenges and issues, not the very least the COVID pandemic. There have been so many occasions that have required change and adaptation, and you've managed to rise to the occasion with grace and fortitude. We, the members of the Rotary Club of Calabasas, truly enjoy and appreciate a long relationship with the Calabasas City Council. And under your leadership and guidance, we have continued in the role of service in this community, particularly with the Neighbors in Need program that has been in being for about 10 years now. It was with much sadness that we could not hold our annual Thanksgiving luncheon for our seniors. First time in 34 years, but it'll be back next year, I am sure. We thank you for all your support during your term as mayor, and we look forward to continuing our relationship with the City Council for many years to come. Thank you so much for all you do. This has been an incredible year, and we thank you so very much.
Thank you. And thank you so much for all the work that Rotary's doing and has done in the past. You're such an asset to the community. And thank you for being here tonight. I really appreciate it.
Next up, we have Richard Sherman, President of the Calabasas Park Homeowners Association. Richard, welcome.
Thank you so much. First, congratulations to you, incoming Mayor Bozajian, and to Councilmember Kraut. Mayor Weintraub, on behalf of CPHA, it's a special honor for me to be able to acknowledge your outstanding work this year as mayor in your tireless efforts for both Calabasas Park and for our greater Calabasas community. As your dad is even more special, since I've seen firsthand your incredible 7-day-a-week dedication to the city. Not too many people freely give out their personal phone number and actually answer it when they call. You beautifully balance city involvement with your love and commitment to your family, including helping your 2 children, our grandchildren, succeed at virtual homeschooling during the pandemic. From dealing with the aftermath of the Woolsey fire, the tragic helicopter and death of Colby Bryant, of course, COVID-19, you've had to deal with it all. You even took on a celebrity who recklessly held parties for many hundreds of people in the middle of the pandemic. With steady and caring leadership, you handle one crisis after another, always put our residents first, and strive to come up with reasonable solutions. Even as recently today, you've been dealing with concerns related to our beautiful lake. On behalf of CPHA, I present you with this plaque with the inscription, in appreciation of your outstanding support and leadership for Calabasas during a most challenging and unprecedented year. Thank you for your ongoing service and for all that you do. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dad. And thank you to CPHA. I really appreciate everything and the partnership that we have. There's been a lot of activity, especially during the pandemic, involving the lake and security, and it's been a wonderful partnership between the city and CPHA, and I know that that will continue. So thank you for being here. Well, you'd be here anyways, but thank you for being here on behalf of CPHA.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, thank you, Richard. We have Mark Levinson from the Calabasas Chamber of Commerce. Mark.
Mark he's here. I'm asking him to unmute. Mark, can you hear us? Oh, he must have.
I think he'll rejoin. Oh, there he is.
There we go.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
My pleasure to present a plaque on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce to Mayor Alicia Weintraub for her service to the community. And I'll read it in just a second. But first, I do want to thank the entire council for its support of the Chamber of Commerce this year. And it was our pleasure to work closely with you. But Alicia, thank you so much for your leadership, your commitment to the community, and all you've done for us. In this time of COVID and other challenges, you have been a true leader, a support of the business community, support of all of the people and residents of the city of Calabasas. And in honor of that, we are going to present a plaque to you, obviously not tonight, for the reason we can't be there, but for your distinguished service to the city of Calabasas, for your many years and many positions in support of the citizens of Calabasas who have relied upon you, for your leadership, for your thoughtfulness, for your commitment to the betterment of the city, and at the same time raising 2 younger wonderful children who have attended schools here. And our thoughts are with you in everything you've done. We look forward to your continuing service to the city and the residents of the city of Calabasas. So thank you for your support. And on behalf of the Chamber, again, thank you.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you to the Chamber. There's no words that can properly thank you for all the work that you've done to support our businesses. And I look forward to that continued work. We have a lot of hard work ahead of us, and you guys have just done an amazing job. So thank you for being here tonight.
For saying that.
From the Savvy Seniors, we have Carol Washburn.
Good evening, and thank you. Thank you, James. Alicia, I'm here to thank you on behalf of the Calabasas Savvy Seniors and the Calabasas Senior Center community for all that you do for us. Your spirit and efforts can best be measured by the 2,000 seniors who actively take part in our year-round educational and information-filled programs, classes, and lively and spirited social events. Even now, despite COVID, we are actively participating as Zoomer boomers, anxiously awaiting the reopening of our beloved senior center. Personally, I never dreamed at my age that I'd be pursuing a higher education at what some of us refer to as our own hometown, University of Calabasas. But here I am now in my 4th year and a senior again. Alicia, you embody the true meaning of caring professionalism. And it has been a pleasure to work as partners with you for the past 4 years and hopefully long into the future. You started your first year off with a bang, helping us initiate the Calabasas Connection program, where the Calabasas Senior Center partnered with the Chamber of Commerce to welcome new families into our community. Savvy Seniors hand-delivered gift bags to approximately 200 new residents in the first 2 years. Today, with your support, we are engaging the whole community, the city, chamber businesses, the Savvy Seniors, and a holiday toy drive to collect over 300 toys for the less fortunate children in our region. We are grateful for your service and commitment to engage seniors and look forward to doing many more good things that benefit our city together during your next 4-year term. Congratulations.
Thank you, Carol, and thank you so much for being here. One of the upsides to the pandemic, I don't know if it's an upside, but just right away that we were able to get the senior programming online and that we didn't skip a beat, and just seeing even more people engaged and taking advantage of everything. So thank you for everything that you're doing. And I look forward to doing lots of more projects together and working together. So thank you.
Thank you. It's our pleasure.
Okay, next is from the Calabasas Coalition, Joanne Suara. Hello, Joanne. Unmute. There we go.
Okay. Thank you, James. Alicia, on behalf of the Calabasas Coalition, I wanted to thank you for all you did as mayor this past year. Your grace under pressure and your steady hand as you led the city through tough times was so much appreciated. We looked forward each week to your newsletter, and it's always great knowing that you're accessible when we have concerns or questions. We have a memento for you, and it reads as the following. Alicia Weintraub, Mayor of Calabasas 2020, in recognition of your dedication to the city of Calabasas and our unique community, from the Calabasas Coalition. I'll be in touch with you about getting it to you, but in the meantime, congratulations, and we look forward to working with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you. Early on, I noticed that when I wanted to communicate with residents on the west side through Nextdoor, I didn't have access. So I'd push a message out to Joanne and ask her to post it for me. So thank you in helping me communicate with the greater community. So thank you for being here tonight.
You're welcome.
Okay, before we turn to the pre-recorded videos, let me ask the city clerk, do we have any people present in public comment who would like to comment live?
We have no hands up.
Okay, then we're going to turn to our pre-recorded videos, starting with our state senator, Henry Stern.
Hello, I'm Congressman Ted Lieu, and I want to take this opportunity to honor Mayor Alicia Weintraub for her service as mayor of the city of Calabasas this past year. Mayor Weintraub served during an incredibly challenging time in the middle of a pandemic, and she helped the city effectively navigate the issues posed by the virus. From helping local businesses access grants to helping local renters get rental relief, Mayor Weintraub always made sure to put the residents and businesses of Calabasas first. At the same time, she kept her eye on long-term issues such as wildfire disaster planning and making sure that the city improved its communications with its residents, especially during an evacuation. As a former Torrance Council member, I understand the importance of local elected officials. And Mayor Weintraub put in an incredible amount of energy and time to make sure that the businesses and residents of Calabasas got what they needed. I've sent over a congressional certificate of recognition to Mayor Weintraub, and I want to thank her again for her public service.
Good evening, City of Calabasas council members and staff. I'm Dr. Dan Stepanowski, very proud superintendent for Las Virgenes, and board president Leslie Stein. We're here to thank Mayor Alicia Weintraub. Thank her for an amazing year as mayor under her stewardship. We appreciate all of her effort. We appreciate her support for public schools, our staff, and our students, and we can't ever express that enough.
Yes, and thank you to the entire council and staff for all your support of our schools. You are a great partner. Alicia, this was a tough year being mayor of a city with the pandemic, with the helicopter crash at the very beginning, and we just commend you on your leadership. You have a huge heart, you're compassionate, and honestly, it was a blast working with you this year as president and you as mayor. So we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all you've done this year to support our schools and your community. We also congratulate Mayor Pro Tem James Bazagian on becoming mayor this year, and welcome Peter Kraut to the council. We look forward to working with Peter. And again, Fred, thank you for everything you have done, all of your leadership over these years. You're a wonderful ambassador to the city and to the schools. Thank you.
Thank you so much to, as Ms. Stein said, Mr. Fred Gaines and the entire Gaines family. They've done so much for Las Virgenes and all of our students. We can't thank and appreciate you enough. And we look forward to continuing working together to support our staff, students, schools, and our community. Have a great winter break. Have a great 2021, and we'll see you in 2021.
Henry Stern here. Wanted to thank you for your service. I know you're stepping down as our mayor in Calabasas, but you've been a rock for so many people through a really, really hard time. I should make that plural, hard times. When the power goes down, or when the fires come, or when people are at risk, they look to normal neighbors who are solid, they can trust. When there are insane house parties, or you're worried about brush getting overgrown, or you just don't know how to send your kids back to school and who to call, you've been the person they can call. So Calabasas is better because of you, and I thank you for it. So enjoy being out of the hot seat, although somehow I don't think you'll stay out of the mix. Keep leading for us. Thank you, Alicia.
We, from the Calabasas Chamber of Commerce, want to thank you for your dedication, your leadership, your commitment, especially during this year to our community. Thank you so much.
You have been such a big advocate for small businesses. Your help has sustained us during this time, and we want to thank you for all that you do.
Alicia, thank you for being a great mayor.
Thanks, Alicia.
Thanks, Alicia.
Thanks, Alicia, for everything you've done for us.
Thank you.
Alicia, thank you for your leadership.
Thank you, Alicia. We love you.
Thanks so much, Alicia.
Alicia, we so appreciate you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Alicia. Oh, what a year. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, well, it went a little bit off script. So just for the record, that first speaker was Congressman Ted Lieu. The second, Las Virgenes Unified School District Superintendent Dan Stepanowski, and President of the Board Leslie Stein. Third was State Senator Henry Stern, and fourth was Chamber of Commerce President and CEO Bridget Carl and the Chamber Board. We thank them all. And now I understand that's it for the videos, but Mari, I understand we have some hands up.
That is correct.
Okay.
Marty Fadai, go ahead, please.
Please state name and state of city of residence.
Marty Fadai, Calabasas, California. Mayor Alicia, thank you for your incredible leadership this past year, especially during the COVID-19. You have had a great impact on our city. Thank you for your staying strong and keeping the city beautiful. I wish you all the best. I also like to congratulate Pro Tem Mayor James Bazagian. Congratulations on your new role. You can always count on this community to have you back. I'm looking forward to have you as a mayor. Happy holidays to all of you.
Thank you, Marty. Do we have
That
others?
is it. We have no other hands up.
Okay, so now is the time for comments by members of the city council. I'll go in the order that I see you. I'll skip over Alicia, who's going to, at the end, Peter Kraut, your first comment. Make it count.
Momentous occasion, my first comment, and I get to take the opportunity to thank Alicia for a fabulous year. It's been interesting on the campaign trail with the residents of Calabasas expressed absolutely nothing but praise and appreciation for Alicia the whole time. And, you know, I quickly joined him in that sentiment. Alicia, you've really led us through such a very tough year, and in your updates and your willingness to keep us all in the loop has really been what's helped me get through this time period. And I think I'm speaking for all of the people of Calabasas, at least the ones that I encountered over the last year on the campaign trail. Alicia, you've done a fantastic job, and we couldn't have gotten through this year without you.
Next is Mary Sue.
Alicia, I want to echo what everyone before me has said about your terrific service to the city this year. But I do want to share one incident that stands out to me, and the public is probably not as aware. It was during the early months of the pandemic. There was so much uncertainty and so much fear, and without warning, we had the departure of our city manager. You held the council together, you held the city together, you held the staff together, and Alicia went beyond what is expected of a mayor during that particular incident, and pretty much was running the city. It was extraordinary, and I developed such a strong admiration and confidence in you. This next year is going to be as challenging, and I look forward to working side by side with you in some of the older problems and newer problems that we've identified. I know that we'll have a lot of success, and congratulations on 4 more years.
Next on the screen is Fred Gaines.
Thought I was gone. Alicia, I've given you my comments before. Really a very, very difficult year. You did a wonderful job, especially in communicating with our residents. Incredible a lesson for future leaders, the need for people in a time of crisis to hear from their leaders, to get clear information and trusted information. It's something that I think you've set an example for that'll be followed for many years to come. And you know how much I love you and your family. And I don't even believe that that's Noah, because he's at least 2 feet taller than when COVID started. But really, congratulations to you and your whole family.
Okay, next, David Shapiro.
Thank you. And first of all, I want to congratulate Alicia on your reelection and congratulate Peter on your election to the city council. And also in advance, congratulate James on becoming mayor, and Mary Sue as well. There's no truth to the fact that you have a Winnebago parked out in front of your house and you're leaving the minute this is over for an extended getaway. Is there, Alicia? I'm sure no. I remember it was 1 year ago when you were sworn in by your wonderful family, who was here tonight to swear you in again. There's no way any of us could have anticipated most of 2020. Tough, unrelenting year for you as mayor. But I choose to focus on the wonderful job you did in the most difficult and trying times. It's been said that the most difficult things in life, the most challenging hurdles are set for those who are set for the task, who are up to the task of leadership. And you have done so the past year as mayor, strong, caring, and by way of communication. Some people have said you got the short end of the stick. I know many people, as far as being mayor, not having the fun, being able to do all the things we normally get to do. I choose to say that our city got the long stick with your leadership, vision, and compassion this past year. Early this year, when things were somewhat normal, in fact, normal. You brought to council your concept, your idea of rescue and adoption of dogs. And I know you're going to continue to work on that. I think it's your vision that the White House has emulated and copied, taking your lead, because they're going to have the first rescue dog in the White House, thanks to your vision. Your leadership was amazing, whether it came to the wireless services and improving that for emergencies, work with Fred on the homeless task force, your work in the region on SCAG and COG, emergency preparedness, as has already been said, in the Woolsey fire, and your work on the Mayor's Youth Council to help with voter engagement and much more. You've really done Calabasas proud in the most difficult of times. Let's hope for smoother roads ahead. Thank you. Congratulations. Enjoy the Winnebago and your trip away.
Thank you, David. Before we turn it to Alicia, on behalf of the City Council, I do have some comments a little later on in the program, but I wanted to show this plaque. Somehow center it. There we go. It says, Alicia Weintraub, Mayor 2019 to 2020, in recognition of your outstanding leadership and dedication to our city. So this is your plaque. It will be properly sanitized and brought to you at the appropriate time. And it's an understatement, really, but we hope that when you see it in your house, it'll remind you of what an easy year you had. At this time, I'm going to turn over the comments to Alicia as outgoing mayor.
Well, first, thank you to all of you for the nice comments. I feel like I don't even need to speak now, but I just wanted to thank everyone and congratulations to Peter again. Okay. So here it goes. I remember the energy in the council chambers last December 11th. The chamber was filled to capacity and I was so excited to start my term as mayor. I was ready to get to work on many important issues, including disaster preparedness, wireless technology, our city budget, advocating for our community against bills that take away our local control, homelessness, and increasing communication with our residents. 3 months later, the COVID-19 pandemic hit. This is something none of us could have ever been prepared for. Sleepless nights became quite frequent, thinking about all that we can do to keep our residents safe and help our businesses who would suffer unimaginable financial hardship. As hard as we have tried to help businesses with permits for outdoor use, grant funding, and extra signage, that still isn't enough. Businesses need help from beyond the local level, and I hope that federal money will be allocated soon to truly help those in need. Can you imagine some of our businesses have had to open and then close 3 separate times? The chamber has been an incredible partner in this year, and I want to thank Bridget and the board for all their work to help all of our businesses. I have worked hard this year to support both our residents and businesses. When it became apparent that nursing homes were being hit extremely hard, staff and I spoke to the operators at Silverado to understand what was happening there and how they were working to make their facility safer. When the first large business COVID outbreak took place at a Calabasas business, staff and I spoke to their HR department to learn what they were doing to keep their employees safe and learn early on how they thought the virus was transmitted in the workplace. This helped us adopt early best practices at city facilities. There were so many areas of our community being hit early on by COVID, and it took an all-hands approach to deal with it and be responsive. I am forever grateful for our city staff and my council colleagues for everything they did this year. As mayor, I had to make hard decisions on the COVID front, supporting a mask order, support to ban large gatherings, closing our parks initially, and many other things. Everything I did was to protect the health of our residents. During this time period, the relationships we have with our other government agencies has never been so important. You realize during emergencies, just like fires, that viruses don't know city boundaries. I have spent every week speaking to the mayors from all throughout LA County and have learned what has worked and what hasn't in their communities. I have also developed closer relationships with Senator Henry Stern and Assembly Member Jesse Gabriel's offices because when our residents were not able to get in touch with the Employment Development Department to file unemployment claims and some were waiting months for checks, we needed help from our state officials who came through for our residents. When a resident needed a passport to go visit a dying relative and couldn't get their passport renewed because of COVID delays, I reached out to Congressman Liu's office, who came through for our resident who was able to go visit her grandma. The relationships we have with our other elected officials is so important and something I look forward to continuing working on. I worked with Dan Stepanowski, superintendent, and Leslie Stein, school board president, and all the LVUSD school board members on more issues than I could count. All of a sudden, children were doing school at home, which made every student's house a school. Together, we had to work with Southern California Edison to ensure there weren't power outages during the day. We had to find a way to support our families during this new normal. I have been thrilled to begin to see students return safely at both Viewpoint and LVUSD campuses in lower grades. We often talk about how our residents and our businesses have suffered during the pandemic, but daily I am reminded of the sacrifice our children have made. My own 2 children have been home for 9 months, and there is not a return date set. These children have had to navigate middle school and high school from their homes. I worry about the mental health of our children, and I'm proud that our schools and teachers are working to support more safe reopening efforts. I look forward to continuing to support their efforts. I am optimistic that the vaccine is nearing reality, but until then, we need everyone's help continuing to keep their distance and wear a mask. These next few weeks are going to be challenging for everyone, but if we can all do our part, we will make it through this. But I don't want my term as mayor to be defined only by the pandemic and my leadership during the past 9 months. 2020 is something that we could have never prepared ourselves for, even before COVID. At the beginning of the year, we sadly had to respond to vandalism of cars in a few of our neighborhoods and at a car dealership, anti-Semitic rantings being displayed for people to see, and a helicopter crash that killed 9 innocent victims, including Kobe Bryant, that brought the world's attention to Calabasas. Sitting in an NTSB briefing and spending days at the command center for the helicopter crash site are events that I will never forget, and I think about the victims' families often. Fortunately, even with everything else this year, I feel like I was able to make great progress on the issues I prioritized when I took my oath as mayor. We had our inaugural meeting with the HOAs, neighborhood groups, and sheriff and fire. I attended meetings with the sheriff and fire department about how communities should better be organized for more effective evacuations. Our Communications and Technology Commission has been working on revisions to our wireless ordinance, which will hopefully soon come to council. We worked with other local cities to defeat legislation that would have taken away local control from cities on land use decisions. And through the Council of Governments, we hired a homeless outreach coordinator, which is another individual to help address homelessness in our community. As a city, we hired a new auditor, relooked at parts of our budget and programming to ensure fiscal stability, and most importantly, accountability in our city. Lastly, I worked hard to make sure that residents remained informed of everything happening in our community through letters, social media, and emails. I hope I was able to connect with our residents even without in-person interaction. As I say goodbye to my year as mayor and welcome the beginning of a new term on the city council, my priorities have not changed. Now more than ever, we need to be prudent with our city finances as we see the impacts from COVID-19 in our own city budget. Fires are not going anywhere, and fire season is year-round. I want to continue working to improve the network between HOA and neighborhood groups and fire and sheriff. These meetings should take place quarterly as there is a ton of work to do to prepare for the next big emergency. I want to continue working to ensure that our wireless ordinance can be updated so that we can receive the wireless service that we deserve in our community. Until the pandemic is over, we need to continue looking at ways to connect the community to programming. From families to seniors, we need to find ways to keep the community engaged in safe programming. I look forward to hiring a new city manager and starting a new chapter in Calabasas city government. I again want to thank my colleagues, James, Fred, Mary Sue, and David, city staff, especially those of you who worked with me late at night and on the weekends, my Women's Mayors Advancing Community colleagues who were the mayors from Malibu, Agora, and Westlake, the captain and deputies at the Lost Hills Sheriff Station, and our fire departments, and the residents of our amazing city who did so much to look out for one another. And most importantly, my family, who saw our house transition into a city hall and provided me more support than I could have ever dreamed. Thank you, everyone. Please stay safe, and I look forward to being together again in person soon. Thank you.
That was a standing ovation.
Thank you.
The best way we could do it, which you deserve. Okay, so now it's back to you, Alicia.
Oh, wow. Okay. Let's see. Okay, election of mayor. May I have a nomination for the office of mayor?
I move James Bazagian to be the next mayor.
Okay, James is nominated. Are there any further nominations? No, and I know we don't need a second, but if there were, I would second it. I hereby declare nominations for the office of mayor closed. Madam Clerk, please proceed with a roll call vote.
Okay, Councilmember Mauer,
Aye.
Councilmember Kraut,
Aye.
Councilmember Shapiro, Mayor Pro Tem Bosajian,
Aye.
and still Mayor Weintraub, or Councilmember Weintraub.
Aye.
Carries 5-0.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, I guess we're going to my oath of office. Hopefully they didn't include the outtakes. It's pre-recorded, so we'll go to that video.
Good evening. I'm here today with my 3 beautiful nieces who are going to administer the oath of office to me. And standing behind them are some members of my extended family. We have here today Gia Eskijan, Audrey Bozajian, and Charlotte Bozajian. Are you ready, girls?
Yes.
Okay.
I, James Robert Bazajian,
I, James Robert Bozajian,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
And I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California.
to the Constitution of the United States and to the Constitution of the State of California,
That I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Okay, thank you, girls. All right, so I have some incoming remarks, and then we'll go to the selection of Mayor Pro Tem afterwards. First of all, some thank yous. Thank you, my colleagues. It's a tremendous honor to be selected to serve for a 6th term as your mayor, and I deeply appreciate the public's confidence as well. Our citizens have exhibited enormous patience and compliance with some very tough pandemic related regulations this year. With rare exception, your conduct has been exemplary. Thank you, Fred Gaines, not just for your service to the city, but for constantly helping to keep my debating skills polished and sharp. Thank you, my nieces, Gia Eskijan, Audrey Bozajian, and Charlotte Bozajian, for administering the oath of office. And thank you to my extended family, especially my father and mother, Robert and Francis Bozajian. Thank you, Der Shunark Demirjian. We've had many spiritual leaders give us invocations over the years, but never one from the Eastern Orthodox Church. Welcome, Peter Kraut. Congratulations on your election. I look forward to working with you. And congratulations as well to the other 2 candidates in this year's municipal elections, Dennis Washburn and Susan Fredericks-Bloussard, who ran ethical and clean races for the City Council. Finally, and most of all, thank you, Alicia Weintraub. You probably had the most difficult year of any mayor in our history, and you've justifiably earned universal praise for the strength and character of your leadership in these troubled times, as reflected in your overwhelming re-election last month. Thank you for your dignity and grace and for your friendship over the years. I have a large number of goals, but I decided I'd give you my top 10 tonight. And these are not in any particular order, but these are 10 things that I think we should focus on in the coming year. 1, reopening. I want to work as quickly as possible to reopen our Calabasas municipal facilities, particularly the Civic Center, as soon as safety considerations permit. This would include the gradual resumption of the full level of municipal services we've traditionally offered to the general public. 2, city finances. Considering what we've been through this past year, the city's finances are in much better condition than what might have been expected. Still, we're going to need to make some difficult budgetary adjustments early next year. I invite all stakeholders, particularly Calabasas residents, to participate in these decisions as they occur. 3, economic recovery and our business community. I pledge to work closely with the Calabasas Chamber of Commerce to help our local businesses navigate through what is probably the worst economic crisis since the city incorporated. 4, city manager. As the public is well aware, we've had a grand total of 3 city managers this year, 2 of whom were interims, and we're presently in the midst of recruiting a permanent city manager. While the recruitment process has not been a quick one, I want to assure the public that we're working toward what I hope will be a final selection early next year. I've served with all of the city's 4 previous permanent city managers in its history. Without a doubt, the appointment of a city manager has the potential to guide the city's direction for years to come. It's one of the most important things a city council undertakes, and the hiring decision is not one that should be taken without due consideration. 5, city restructuring. Once we get a permanent city manager in place, I look forward to having a city council workshop where we can openly discuss the city's infrastructure. This is something we've not examined very closely in quite some time, and it would be helpful to analyze our operations from top to bottom to ensure that we're maximizing the efficient use of our resources. 6, redistricting. Calabasas must take an active role in this year's redistricting process. The Conejo Valley area, Calabasas, Hidden Hills, Agoura Hills, Westlake Village, Malibu, and adjacent unincorporated communities, is home to about 100,000 people. Yet 10 years ago, despite our vocal protests, our region was arbitrarily divided into 3 different congressional districts and 3 different state assembly districts. To top things off, Calabasas is, to my knowledge, the only city of its size in the state of California that was actually divided into 2 separate assembly districts. This circumstance greatly detracts from our having the ability to pursue common regional concerns at the state and federal levels. We must not allow any of this to happen again, at least not without a fight. 7, affordable housing. While I've never been overly fond of state-imposed mandates, we do need to be more proactive about keeping an available stock of affordable housing in Calabasas. This has been a subject which we had hoped to address more substantively earlier this year. Unfortunately, the present pandemic and subsequent focus on other issues prevented much action in this area. Still, we must not forget our earlier commitment to deal with these concerns as soon as practicable. 8, annexations. Calabasas has completed 4 annexations in its history, and each one has proven to be a valuable addition to our city. At the present time, we have several other proposed annexations at various stages of being planned and executed. It is my sincere hope that we can make significant progress on at least one of them, that being Craftsman's Corner, in the coming year. 9, 30th anniversary. It is probably not at the top of anyone's list right now, but we are approaching the city's 30th anniversary, April 5th, in a few short months. While it's doubtful we will be able to enjoy the kind of wonderful celebrations we had to mark our 25th anniversary, we will observe the occasion in whatever ways we can. And 10th, and as everyone knows, very close to my heart, the Agoura Hills Calabasas Community Center. I consider the Agoura Hills Calabasas Community Center to be one of the crown jewels of our city. We acquired the land to build this facility in 1994, broke ground in 1997, and opened the center in 1999. From the groundbreaking to the present day, I've had the pleasure of serving on the community center's board of directors and of shaping its development into an integral part of our region's recreational offerings. Just last year, we commemorated the community center's 20th anniversary. Sadly, we had to close its doors in March of this year. But unlike many other municipal facilities, the community center was unable to draw upon outside sources of income or revenue. The unavoidable day came earlier this year, one of the worst experiences of my long service as an elected public official, when we had to lay off all but one of the community center's staff, some of whom have worked there for many years and had shown tremendous exemplary dedication to their work. If I do nothing else this year, I am committed to saving the community center and its eventual reopening. Thank you. And in this order, I want to wish you a happy Hanukkah, a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and a Merry Orthodox Christmas. Thank you. Okay. Oh, I'm up. I'm not used to this. It's been a while since I've been mayor. Sorry. All right. So now we're going to, I actually should have to ask the city clerk, is there any member of the public wishing to speak, Mari?
We have no hands up.
Okay. So now I'm going to open up nominations for the office of Mayor Pro Tem.
I'll nominate Mary Sue.
Great. Any other nominations? If not, nominations are closed. Madam Clerk, please proceed with the roll call.
Councilmember Mauer.
Aye.
Councilmember Croft. Can hear you.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Aye.
Councilmember Shapiro.
Aye.
Councilmember Weintraub.
Aye.
Mayor Bozajian.
Aye.
Carries 5-0.
Wonderful. Believe me, we don't always have that experience here historically, but we won't get into that tonight. Okay, so before we go to the video, Mary Sue, I understand you wanted to say something.
I just wanted to take a minute to introduce my family members who are in my video. And I think that it is an example of a fragmented family. It's not my whole family. So who you're gonna see swearing me in is my beloved 92-year-old mother, Norma Mauer. One of my siblings, my sister, Ellen Harriger, and one of my 3 sons, Martin Villadolid. So I just wanted to tee the video up.
Okay, thank you. And we will go to the video.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name, do solemnly swear
I, Mary Sue Mauer, do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Mom.
Okay, wonderful. All right, your comments, Mary Sue.
Oh, I just have a few comments. First of all, I want to thank all of my colleagues for giving me this opportunity to serve as Mayor Pro Tem. Alicia, you have laid the groundwork for additional work, and I valued the times we have worked together, and I look forward to working more closely with you. Peter, congratulations officially. I have admired your role on the Planning Commission, your temperament, your kindness, your preparedness. You really are an extraordinary addition to the City Council. David, it's another year, and I really will look forward to serving with you as well. And I know Fred is gone, he's stepped away, but Fred, I hope you're no stranger to the city. And lastly, James, this is the 4th time I have served as your Mayor Pro Tem. And based on that list of top 10, we are going to be very, very busy. I did have a few things that I was interested in working on. If I can squeeze them in, James, I'll try. For me, I'm very, very concerned about the mental health and well-being of the children in our community and our seniors. And I really want to take fresh looks at all of our recreational facilities and programs to make sure that we're providing outlets that can help them recover and heal and thrive. I'm very concerned about all the issues related to climate change. I would like to see the city step up a little bit more and look at some programs that everything from additional charging stations, looking at 100% renewable energy. This aligns with my concerns about children and seniors. It's going to be a wonderful year. We have challenges up ahead of us, primarily some financial challenges due to the COVID pandemic. And we have some reorganization. It's a time to reset for our city. And so I want to thank the residents in advance for allowing the council this time that we've taken to select a new city manager and the time that will be required to kind of reset and reorganize the city to make it better as we come out of the pandemic. Thank you again.
Thank you, Mary Sue. And congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Okay, to the city clerk, are there any members of the public who wish to speak on this item?
We don't have any hands up, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Then we're going to turn to our next item, which is newly minted council member Peter Kraut. I'm sure you have some incoming remarks.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that. I do have a few I'd like to say. First of all, that the small graces of COVID-19 is that we do get to conduct these meetings via Zoom. And so tonight, as I was sworn in, I had the privilege and pleasure of having my family from Concord, California, and Ogden, Utah, and Sun City, Arizona, and all over this country able to join us here tonight, which was pretty cool. And my sister out in Fishers, Arizona is going to watch the tape in the morning because it's past her bedtime. It's really an honor to be here on council. I've known most of you in one fashion or another for many, many years. And it's truly humbling to be serving with you. I also want to stop and take a moment and say thank you to Alicia Weintraub, to Dennis Washburn, to Susan Fredericks-Ploussard for the campaign that we ran. In a time when national politics was absolutely divisive and it was difficult to hold a conversation, our local politics was the opposite. We had so many people engaged about local issues, talking about real things, coming up with great ideas, debating the merits. And it was truly an election of Calabasas issues by 4 people who truly had the city of Calabasas closest to their heart. And I couldn't be more humbled and honored to be a part of that group as well. And I want to say thank you to all those people that put their faith in me and put me into the seat that I'm in today. And I'm looking forward to serving for the next 4 years alongside my fellow council members and being of service to the city. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Mari, do we have any public comments?
I just wanted to add something before we went on to Peter. Sure. Just wanted to say congratulations. And because the election seems like forever ago already, I also neglected to thank Susan and Dennis, but Peter said it best. We had such a civil campaign. It was like a model campaign. So congratulations to you. And I said that we all learned a lot from each other on the campaign trail, which will benefit the entire city council. So congratulations again.
Thank you.
We do not have any comments, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, and I want to thank everybody here, David, Mary Sue, Peter, and Alicia. Look forward to working with you. We have no other items of business, and so the City Council will adjourn to their next regular meeting scheduled on January 13th, 2021. Good night, everybody.